potentials which are different. And if you actually identify that and process in that direction, I think sky is the limit and you'll be remembered for very long. With that was, thank you very much for calling me here, and it was a pleasure talking to you. And it's a good feeling when you meet young people, and I never felt that I'm so old. If I look old, that is not my problem. It's a photographic problem. Thank you very much. Thank you.
That's one of the reasons that I was never one of the very good student. In my class, I was very vocal. I used to give all the answers in my class. But in the exam, I read this book, sir, Eat the Frog. What I used to do in the exam, I used to handle those particular questions which were quite difficult and they belong to 20 marks. So I used to battle with them. In the end, my marks were either 50 or 60 or in the best of the chances 70. So don't you think, sir, somewhere I lost because of this particular strategy?
Okay.
My habit is still like that. What those things which really give grips on me, I first tackle them. That way sometimes I waste a lot of my time rather than handling those things which I know.
Okay. Can I answer? Okay. No, it's a very good question. You brought up your experience. But you know, it's like there is a very famous रहीम का दोहा कि जहाँ पे काम हो तलवार का वहाँ पे आप सुई से क्या कर सकते हैं. Now, wrong implements, wrong tools, if you use at the wrong place, you will never get the desired result. While in the exam, when it says tackle the question, you should have also prepared. If you go without preparation, then that difficult question will remain, it will become much bigger difficulty. So you have to prepare for the exam. And in that, then you have to apply that. If it is sometimes not getting applied, don't force with it. Do your, that's what I said, do your question that you are also aware of doing it, and उसमें अगर जो 40 वाला नंबर का है वो पहले आप कर लो. You have to apply yourself intelligently. What you say, don't take the verbatim. It's like when a village older was showing the moon to his grandson with the finger, he says, see, that is the moon. And that child was looking at his finger. He thought, your moon is like your finger. So don't apply it verbatim. But it says it is in context of saving time for the day's work. It may not be fully applicable in taking your exam because the exam subject is so huge. You have to prepare. If you are 100% certain of that subject, then use that, it will work. But since you have left certain things to doubt and question has come from that, naturally it will eat up into your time. There are people who say that I prepared so well that I was answering and I could not complete it. Now if that chap is looking for an answer in one paragraph and you are writing 4 on each, then actually you run out of time. So time is a very important resource at that stage. So you have to analyze that also. We have this very open competitive exam called Defence Services Staff College, which is, I would say, more difficult than UPSC that the IAS chaps take on. In that, we are also taught the answering technique. And उसमें MPQs बोलते हैं और short paragraph questions भी बोलते हैं and lengthy comprehensive questions are also there. So we are taught as to in lengthy ones how to answer that. So you have to marshal those techniques and then go in for the exam. Don't apply without understanding. You know, it's like I'll just go to Mulayam Singh was the defense minister. We have a weapon which is high trajectory firing weapon called mortars. And you know, we had taken up a case for buying 81mm mortars. And before that, we were changing from village jeep to Maruti gypsies. उसमें मोटर व्हीकल बोलते हैं. तो उसके पास जब फाइल गया तो कहते पिछले महीने तो आपने मोटर के लिए साइन कराया था, अभी कौन सा मोटर ले रहे थे? This is the comprehension. So don't take it verbatim. What I implied was that it is a self improvement method. Time is the only limited resource that God has given you. Otherwise, all your competencies and qualities are unlimited. Now you got to manage that well. So if you get up in the morning, I won't say I do it because then I will say कि मैं सब चीज़ हाई पे बोल रहा हूँ. You get up in your morning when you're having a cup of tea. First thing, note down the things to be done. Note down certain issues that you want to bring it out during the day. And in the evening when you take a cross check and that thing is there in front of you, you will find you would have completed all by midday only. It does happen. It does happen. Okay.
Just request Professor A.M. Bhattacharya to sum it up for us.
I'll just take a few minutes. In fact, I'll start off with saying that, why is it that all successful people, they can make difficult things so subtle and lucid. The way he actually talked about strategy and the way the strategy can be applied in a day-to-day life was something that was told by him in such a subtle manner. I think the whole subject of strategy can be understood very easily if we start relating it to the normal things that we do in our daily life. And it was really an honor to have General Jha here because he has an outstanding career with an extraordinary leadership ability. And I am associated with an institute which is an Inspired Leadership Institute. And it is really, probably, it really instills a huge amount of satisfaction in you to see that there are people in India who can actually inspire people. There are a lot of leaders in India, but how many people can inspire others to follow their footsteps? And in fact, that is something which is remarkable, especially I've seen successful army generals. They have been able to, probably project whatever they are doing so that others also start following it. Addressing a group of some 500 Jawans and telling them, okay, go and attack a particular country. That is something which requires huge amount of effort in terms of inspiring them to take that step, where you're putting your life at risk. I think this is something which is, typical of the defense journalists. In fact, they have been doing it. And as he rightly said, strategy is nowadays used in the corporate world, and we also, our managers also try to in fact instill this sort of a, inspired leadership concept on their subordinates, on their team members, on the field force, marketing people, where they can go out to the open field and fight. It is actually basically a fight. One thing, the difference that it has actually taken is, I think Jha would agree with me, is like earlier the military strategy is basically to protect your boundaries to a certain extent. Nowadays it is all about mind share. Like how can one particular brand have more of a mindset of an individual, and you can move out the competitor's brand from the evoke set of an individual. So this has actually become much more challenging, where the use of strategy has become all the more important. In fact, now boundaries do not make a difference. So a company like Microsoft, it does not belong to any country. It is something which is, even in the villages of India, if somebody is using a computer, he would actually be using Microsoft. So just imagine the type of strategy those people would have had, that I want to have the mind share of any individual who is using computers. He will have Microsoft at the top of his mind. So that has been a strategy which probably most of these companies nowadays follow. And I was talking to somebody in the morning, which is the biggest nation in this world? Any guesses which is the biggest nation in this world?
Japan.
Which one?
Japan.
Biggest nation. The definition of nation has changed. The biggest nation is the Facebook, which has got more number of users as compared to the population of China. So if tomorrow the Facebook says who wants to be the president of the world, probably Zuckerberg would be the president of the world. definition of nation has changed. The definition of nation has changed. So we're talking of boundaryless and limitless concepts. You do not talk of making your brand successful in a region. You are in a world where probably you have to compete with almost anybody and everybody, because technology has enabled you to reach out to each and every corner, press of a button. So the whole concept of strategy, which earlier was restricted by a boundary, now probably it is boundaryless. How do we go beyond that? And how can that influence people? Your product, a Haldiram selling in America, and Americans liking it, it is something which is your strategy, which you are successful at, it will give you more sustainable and long-term profits. So these are all something which probably we have picked up from the defense services, from the army strategists, who talk about like, okay, if this is something which you have already captured, how do you in fact move out? How do you go down to other nations? How can my product taste better to the Americans also, and they pick up my taste? So products like idli, sambar, they have become global cultures. Like McDonald's and Pepsi have become global cultures. Idli, sambar, they are actually global cultures. So you will find them wherever you go in the Chinese food. They are global cultures. So how can you impact the mind so that whenever you think of breakfast, you think of kulche chole? If you think of breakfast, think of Kellogg's. See what Kellogg's is doing. They are in fact eating into your mind share. Now these are all strategies. I think definitely the discussion that Jha had was very fruitful. Probably I don't know whether we can have him sometime more also, because he would definitely be a great amount of value add in terms of organization behavior. Because defense service is all about human psychology, group psychology, and how they actually behave. So probably if you can have him sometime for a session on organization behavior, probably it would be a great beneficial
The association
session for us.
is of the hearts. So I think I'll approach him from the heart. I don't think it's enough.
So I would like to thank him on behalf of the staff and the faculty members of Shriram, and it was really an honor to have you here with us. Thank you.
As I stand today, I remember the words of J.R.D. Tata. He says that more than anywhere else, dynamism lies in the head. And that's what we have seen here. In a subtle manner, General Jha rolled over those small phases which makes big difference in strategy. As I stand today, friends, I am reminded of a small saying. It talks about 4 different types of people. It is a little tongue twister kind of a thing. Perhaps I can share it with you in a minute. It says that he who knows not know and knows not know that he knows not know is a fool. You shun him. He who knows not know but knows that he knows not know is simple. You teach him. And he who knows but knows not know that he knows, he is asleep. Wake him up. And he who knows and knows that he knows is wise. You follow him. Sir, thank you very much, because we have been privileged to follow the wise today in understanding what strategy is all about, to learn the nuances of strategy in a very subtle manner. On behalf of Shriram Group of Institutions and our chairman, Sri K. L. Luthra, and on behalf of all the employees, my colleagues, and CEO of the organization, let me extend my thanks. Sir, it has been a great honor that you are here with us. Thank you very much, and we look forward to have similar interaction. Thank you so much.